What's up, guys? Welcome back to today's episode of The Sports Sermon. We are brought to you by Scooch, the most functional phone case on the market. Check out ScoochCase.com to get yours today and use the code SPORTS18, sports with a Z, of course, to get a 10% discount on your order. Stay tuned till the end for a special Scooch giveaway as well. But now, today's episode. So we're here today to talk about the brotherly love Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers are one heck of a hot team right now, and they are rolling with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Before we get into the Sixers, though, I want to first tell you where you can listen to the show. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Soundcloud, and more. So definitely go check those out. Follow us on Twitter at The Sports Sermon, sports with a Z. I'm Jason Gandhi. I am with Dylan Staggy. Make sure you stay tuned for that Scooch giveaway I mentioned. We'll talk about it at the end. But Dylan, the Philadelphia 76ers, they were rumored to have interest in Kawhi. Then it was PG. Then it was obviously LeBron. Instead, they settled for Wilson Chandler and they re-signed JJ Redick. Are you okay with the Sixers punting until next offseason, and were you surprised they didn't secure one of them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too surprised. I wouldn't have put them at the top of the list of any of those guys, and I mean they really didn't have a choice because I mean you look at LeBron and Paul George. Obviously they were both free agents and they wanted to go somewhere else, and then you looked at trading for Kawhi, and apparently the Spurs wanted Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid in a trade.
No, there was Markelle Fultz. They took off Markelle Fultz. They said they didn't want to give him to him.
I mean that too is even. I mean you look at what they got, just DeMar DeRozan, who a lot of people don't even like that much anyway.
You think DeMar DeRozan's less valuable than Markelle Fultz?
You look at long term, I think. I mean, I'd probably go with Fultz.
Yeah, I mean long term, yeah, but I mean, I don't think the Sixers need to worry about long term. You've already got two guys that are long term. If you get Kawhi, I think it's all worth it for me. But are you still going?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta keep trying for stars in free agency. But if you're the Sixers, I think you've just got to keep your core and be a little bit patient of Embiid, Simmons, and Fultz. Let them develop. They'll be perfectly fine on their own. Obviously, keep being aggressive and trying for stars, but you don't want to play your cards wrong and mess up that core somehow.
Yeah, personally, I think it's okay, but it was risky. I think, they didn't have much say in what was going on with LeBron and PG. They knew they were going pretty early, so that is what it is. But with the Kawhi thing, I think the Sixers should have made the move. That was the one team I thought could sway Kawhi from the Lakers next year. He fit perfectly with Philadelphia. If he would have came, you give Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, Kawhi Leonard, whoever would play the four, Amir Johnson or whatever, and then Joel Embiid, that is a five the Warriors would really have to tremble about, in my opinion. I think they should have made the trade. Yes, you give up Markelle Fultz, maybe, so then you get rid of him. Maybe you can still get JJ Redick. So then you get rid of Markelle Fultz. I still think this is a team that is the favorite in the East and is getting and having a heck of a series with the Warriors. I just absolutely cannot get over the fact that we could have seen Ben Simmons, Kawhi Leonard, and Joel Embiid in the same team. I think they're still one superstar away from being able to compete with the Warriors. I think they're a few role players stepping up away from being able to compete with the Celtics. So I think they went from being if they would have got Kawhi, the definite first place team in the East, to now being the second and a half. Maybe the Raptors beat them. Maybe they can overtake the Celtics. I don't know. I really thought they should have made a trade for Kawhi because they would have just been so deadly.
See, I think it makes sense for this year, but I mean that's just a huge risk, and he really doesn't fit the timeline to go all in this year.
He's not old.
But I mean, then you have to bank on him re-signing too.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think this is the one team that could have swayed them, though. If you get to go to the city of brotherly love, it's a big city, which he wanted, and you get to go be successful with two stars that aren't going to take touches away from you, I absolutely thought the fit was perfect. They could have been so good.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fit basketball-wise. I'm just not sure if it all would make perfect sense for the Sixers to get rid of Markelle Fultz when, I mean, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are just both still so young, and they can have a much longer reign of dominance with that core.
Yeah, I mean, it just really depends on how you see Markelle Fultz. I personally am high on him, so don't get me wrong. I do think he's going to have a heck of a career, but just putting Kawhi there, I think puts them. I think Kawhi is better than Markelle Fultz will ever be. I think Markelle Fultz will be a really good player, but I think Kawhi, at still being a young player, it would be better than we ever would have seen with a guy like Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi is just so good, and Markelle Fultz, I don't think, just lives up to that because he was a top 3 player before he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Fultz, though, I mean, when Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are both in their 25 to 27, their prime range, Markelle Fultz is also going to be in that range. And then if you get Kawhi, he's going to be older, first of all, and two, he might not even be there anyway.
But Markelle Fultz wasn't there last year. That's I don't think that's the thing is Markelle Fultz is great if Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid didn't ball out this year and they were good but not great. Like if this was the Lakers or Brandon Ingram and Lonzo, we're fine. I would say, yeah, don't get rid of Kuzma for Kawhi because you're not going to do anything with this team. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are top 20 players, top 25 players. You put him with a Kawhi Leonard, this team is good for 6-7 years if you can re-sign him. And that's very appealing to Kawhi Leonard, though. People are saying that Toronto might be able to re-sign Kawhi. Like, if Toronto was able to, Philly could definitely re-sign him.
Yeah, I mean, I still wouldn't. I would put it at maybe 40 to 50% chance that they would have re-signed him if they got it. And I just wouldn't say it's worth that risk for me.
As a Sixers fan, I would have wanted to do it. I'm not a Sixers fan, so I personally don't care. I'm a huge Laker fan, so come give him to me. But as a Sixers fan, I definitely would have wanted him. Dylan, the Sixers did draft hometown kid Mikal Bridges. Then they infamously traded him. It was a huge deal on social media. Did you think it was as big of a deal as the media made it?
I mean, that's just the business of the NBA. Exactly. Just ask DeMar DeRozan and Blake Griffin about that. I think it was a decent move, though, for the Sixers because that Heat pick is just going to be very valuable. Who knows how good the Heat are going to be in 2021, and that pick is unprotected. And then Zaire Smith, he's a solid pickup, too. I mean, he might be Mikal Bridges in 2 years. Obviously, he's just behind in his development because Mikal Bridges stayed at Villanova for so long. I mean, it's unfortunate for for Mikal Bridges because he is the hometown kid, but I mean, it's just the business.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's just a business. It was not a huge deal. Calm down. Yes, his mom works there. It sucks, but it is what it is. I think one thing, this is kind of segue into our next question, is just that what do you think of the Sixers this year? Do you buy the hype? You seem to feel like this team is a few years away from contending. Everything you've said right now leads me to believe that you think they're still way too young to compete. Or like me personally, I think if you get Mikal Bridges, you get a Kawhi Leonard, they're ready to win the championship. Like, I don't think this team
Mikal Bridges and Kawhi Leonard are not the same.
I'm saying you get both of them. You draft Mikal Bridges and you get Kawhi in a trade. I'm saying you get both of those guys. I mean, you might not have had the pick if you trade him, but whatever. Say you just get Kawhi. If you get him, I think they are legitimately ready to go take on the Warriors. And I don't look at Simmons and Embiid as being too inexperienced. With Markelle Fultz, yes, that worries me a little bit, but just kind of going back to this whole talk, like I think Mikal Bridges helps them win now, and that's what I think the Sixers need to do. They need to win now, but keep building for the future. But like, don't sacrifice winning now. This is their time to win. You never know what's going to happen in the West. The West, or in the East, the West flipped upside down 2 years in a row. Like from 2016 to 2018, half the league went to the West. It felt like what happens when they go back to the East or whatever. Like the Sixers should not keep punting. LeBron's gone. Go try and win. I don't know. I think they're going to be a top 3 team either way, and they're going to be a legitimate threat. But if you would have got Kawhi, they could have been the favorite, and they could have legitimately gave them a chance.
I just wouldn't, because these guys are so young, and I don't think that the Sixers are championship ready this year. I mean, you think the Sixers are. I don't think so. I think you wouldn't risk multiple years of championship contention in the future for maybe 1 year now.
But
in my opinion,
a lot can happen. Joel Embiid's had injury problems. Ben Simmons had injury problems. Well, I mean, Joel Embiid's one more injury away from being out for 2 more years, and then who knows? But I don't know. I think you don't punt back your championship window if you think you have one, and Kawhi Leonard definitely puts them at that championship window. You got any last thoughts on the Sixers?
Yeah, I mean, I would compare that to the Thunder situation where, I mean, they tried to kind of, I don't know.
I think definitely are happy with the trade they made. I think everyone would be for the Thunder.
No, I'm talking about like when they had 3 super young, talented guys.
The PG trade.
No, and Westbrook, Durant, and Harden, and I think Obviously, they played their cards just completely wrong, ended up losing everyone but Westbrook.
Okay, hold on. Let's both agree on this. James Harden would not be the player he was today if they never traded him. He would have been a six-man that was good, but he would never have been a superstar on that team.
I mean...
Come on now.
I think it's somewhere in between where he was then and where he is now.
He would have been a good player. He would have been, not like Lou Williams, the player, but the best six-man in the league. And would have been good enough to start, but probably would have been the best six-man. He would not have been MVP James Harden like he was in Houston.
Yeah, I think he definitely found a better fit in Houston, but...
Yeah, keep going. I was just saying, that is so annoying. People they had 3 MVPs. No, they didn't. They had 1.5.
Just going back to the Sixers, though, you want to play your cards right. I think it's very important to keep Fultz, Simmons, and Embiid together for as long as you can.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see on Fultz. I really hope he plays well. I love his game, but I just don't know how long you give him, how long of a rope you give him to get better and get ready. Report came out a few days ago that he looked really good, so I hope he goes out and balls out and they go to the finals. It'd be sweet to see. But any last thoughts besides those, or are we ready to wrap this thing up?
No, that's all we got today for the Sixers.
Yeah, so that's going to do it. Thank you so much for listening. I mentioned Scooch. Now let's get into that. I said a 10% giveaway. I'm going to change that to 15% for you guys. 15% off all Scooch orders on ScoochCase.com. But wait, there is more. If you comment and subscribe, then you will be entered to win a Scooch case. So make sure you do all of those things. Go support Scooch. We absolutely love them here.
Yeah, Scooch is awesome. We both have our cases on right now. The kickstand on the back, the Scooch Wingman, is amazing. The best phone case on the market.
Yeah, 100%. I had another phone case I absolutely loved. As soon as I saw Scooch, I had to get rid of them. So make sure you check those out. We will see you guys later. Look at NFL, college football, more NBA, and fantasy football all within the week. We are loaded here at the Sports Sermon. Keep up the good work, fans, by listening, and we will keep doing the same here. Thank you for listening. We will see you guys later.